Hi, my name is Michael at.had, and today we're going to look at Isaiah 11:6. This has been a very hot topic with a lot of people regarding the Mandela effect and these alleged changes in the Bible that started about, 2013 or so, or even 2012, maybe even earlier. Who knows? They've been talking about all these supposed changes, but what they don't understand is that they're basing this mostly on memories that they have had of themselves, and I've been watching these videos, and their proof is really polluted. They only read one verse and they don't go past it. So let's go dive right into it right away. We'll start with the verse in question. First, let's read it. I'm going to read it with Wolf as it's read, and this is from the Young's literal translation of the Bible. Tend to use the Young's over the King James Version, and I'll explain that in other videos, or if somebody asks in comments, I can explain that. But Isaiah 11:6, and a wolf hath sojourned with a lamb, and a leopard with a kid doth lie down, and calf and the young lion and the fatling are together, and a little youth is leader over them. Okay, we got it. But if you read this verse, you're looking. Let's go immediately. We find that it's making a wolf and a lamb together. Somehow they're together. And then it makes another one with the leopard and the kid lie down. And then the third is the calf and the young lion. Those are tied together. And the youth is the leader over them. Okay, so now, just on the very verse itself, why would it be lion with the lamb, and then again lion further down in the other verse with the calf with the lion? Why would this be there two times? That's the question. Why would it be there two times? It would not make sense. So for those people, let's just stop right there and consider that. Why would it read, and a lion hath sojourned with a lamb, and then further down it would read, and the calf and the young lion? Why would there be lion two times? It does not work. This is talking about a future. And let's read now. This is 11:6, Isaiah. Let's read some more context, because I want to try and keep this as tight with the information as possible. Isaiah 11:1-3. And a rod hath come out of the stock of Jesse, and a branch from his roots is fruitful. Rested on him hath the Spirit of Jehovah, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and the fear of Jehovah, to refresh him in the fear of Jehovah, and by the sight of his eyes he judgeth not, nor by the hearing of his ears decideth. You see, a lot of people are trying to judge this verse in 11:6 with their eyes, and they're getting it all wrong. So let's go down now to 11:6 and 9. Isaiah 11:6-9. And a wolf, again, here we go. And a wolf hath sojourned with a lamb. Okay, we'll put this. We'll put this number 1, and we'll put a 1 over them so we can make it a little easier. And the leopard. Okay, that's number 2. With a kid doth lie down. Okay, we'll call that 2. So that's the first comparison. 1, 1, 2, 2. And a calf. We'll make it 3. And a young lion. And the fatling together. Lion and a fatling are together. Okay, so we'll keep them all together. Forgot to put that there. 3. And the youth is leader over them. And a cow, this is the next verse, 7 now, we'll call it 4. And a bear do feed, together lie down their young ones. And a lion as an ox. Now notice this is a lion as an ox eateth straw. So this is a different type of comparison here. And played with a suckling by the hole of an asp, and on the den of a cockatrice, which is like snakes, hath weaned one put his hand. Evil they do not nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for full hath been the earth with the knowledge of Jehovah, as the waters covering the sea. Okay, that's all here. As you notice, there's 4 comparisons. They're comparing these 4 things together. It would not make sense to have lion in there twice. And where it does say lion again, it's saying and a lion as an ox. So these are really tied together differently than the other comparisons we looked at. But let's look at another verse, Isaiah 65, 24 and 25, because this is another place where you find wolf and lamb. Now this is the fulfillment of Isaiah 11:6, because look, and it hath come to pass, or fulfilled, they do not yet call, and I answer, they are yet speaking, and I hear, wolf and lamb do feed as one, and lion as an ox eateth straw. So look at this. When we read Isaiah 11:6 through 9, there's the lion as an ox eateth. And here we go again. And a lion as an ox eateth straw. So the wolf and the lamb is now tied together in Isaiah 65:24. So these people are going to say, well, it's changed there too, Mandela effect. The Bible really doesn't let you do that, because it is so incredibly intricate. And remember, God is a spirit. It is beyond space and time. They can't get to it. They can't figure this out. I don't care how many computers you have. I don't care how much. I don't care if you take the whole world and all the information. It's untraceable. The riches of Christ are untraceable. That means there's nothing that they're going to figure out by the will of man. Impossible. So, let me continue. As to the serpent, dust is its food. They do no evil nor destroy in all my holy mountain, said Jehovah. Now, again, this is also talking about the holy mountain. You see 65:24. 25 is the continuation. So now, Jesus has a lot to say about wolves and lambs. And the idea here is, does the lion fit in there? Or what else does Jesus say about Isaiah, not Isaiah 11:6, but what else does he say within the comparison of a wolf and a lamb? Well, let's go to the Old Testament. Luke 10:3. Go away, lo, I send you forth as lambs in the midst of wolves. So you see, here is the same comparison. As we read in 11:6, a wolf has sojourned with a lamb. But take heed of the false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing and are inwardly as ravaging wolves. A sheep is a lamb. A lamb is a younger sheep. So again, that's Matthew 7:15. Now Matthew 10:16. Lo, I do send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as the serpents and simple as the doves. The same comparison. John 10:12. And the hireling, and not being a shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, doth behold the wolf coming, and doth leave the sheep, and doth flee, and the wolf catches them, and scattereth the sheep. Again, the wolf and the sheep. Now, granted, these are not pretty pictures of the wolf and the sheep together. But the whole purpose of God here, talking about this, is that this is going to be a time in the future where they're going to be together. If you look at Isaiah 11:6, 9, evil they do not nor destroy in all my mountain, For full hath been the earth with the knowledge of Jehovah, as the waters are covering the sea. You see, this is a time when there is no more destruction on the holy mountain. That's why in this scenario, the wolf and the lamb are tied together, but not as a predator. Just as we read with the leopard and the kid, this is a predator-prey relationship, but this relationship will change, that will no longer be predator and prey. But they want to put lion in there. But lion doesn't go. Now let's look at Acts 20, 28 to 30. Take heed therefore to yourselves and to all the flock among which the Holy Spirit made you overseers to feed the assembly of God that he acquired through his own blood. For I have known this, that there shall enter in after my departing grievous wolves. Again, flock, we're talking about sheep, we know that, and wolves, same power, same connection. Keep in mind too, these are the only places in the New Testament where you find the word wolf or wolves. It comes from the same Greek word lykos, Lykos, I believe is the transliteration. And this is all the first four. Jesus is saying it himself. He's creating this relationship. Just as, if we read again in Isaiah 11:6-9, for full hath been the earth with the knowledge of Jehovah. Remember, Jesus is the word issues. Issues is from Joshua. The word Joshua means salvation is of Jehovah, and there's no other name under heaven but Jesus, or salvation is of Jehovah. That's why Jesus and Jehovah are tied together. It's one. So we continue, grievous wolves from Acts 20, my departing grievous wolves unto you, not sparing the flock. Again, it's talking about the sheep. And of your own selves there shall arise men speaking perverse things to draw away the disciples after them. When people are starting to talk about these Mandela effects, and they're saying that it's changed the Bible, they're taking people away from Christ. Now, as far as we're concerned, the Bible is very clear. If they've fallen away, they were never part of Christ's chosen kingdom. So if they go, they go. What we're doing here is we're just getting the stragglers who are not part of this, but they're confused at this time. And then when they read this, their spirit will bear witness to what they're reading and say, aha, that's wrong. And I've had a couple of people already start coming around like that. And, God is the one that's going to give you the understanding. It's not man's will. So this is all the work of God. So now let's go back to the Old Testament and read a couple of places where we might find the sheep and lion are tied together. And we'll read Samuel 17:34-36. And David saith unto Saul, a shepherd hath thy servant been to his father among the sheep. A shepherd hath been thy servant. So the servant here is David, hath been to his father among the sheep. And the lion doth come, and the bear, and hath taken away the sheep out of the drove. And I have gone out after him, I have smitten him and delivered out of his mouth, and he riseth against me, and I have taken hold of his beard, and I smiteth him and put him to death. Both the lion and the bear hath thy servant smitten, and this uncircumcised Philistine hath been as one of them, for he hath reproached the ranks of the living God. So there is one place in the entire Bible where sheep and lion do tie together in the same verse. And then we have again Jeremiah 50:17, a scattered sheep is Israel, lions have driven away. At first devour him did the king of Ashur, and now lest be broken his bones hath Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon. Third place, Zephaniah, her heads in the midst are roaring lions, her judges are evening wolves, they have not gnawn to the bone in the morning. Third place, Ezekiel 22:25-27. A conspiracy of its prophets is in its midst as a roaring lion. Now look at this, roaring lion tearing prey. The soul they have devoured, wealth and glory they have taken. Its widows have multiplied in its midst. Its priests have wronged. my law. They pollute my holy things. Between holy and common they have not made a separation, and between the clean and unclean, between the unclean and the clean they have not made known. And from my Sabbaths they are hidden their eyes, and I am pierced in their midst. Its princes in its midst are as wolves, tearing prey to shed blood, to destroy souls for the sake of gaining dishonest gain. So this one we have both lions and wolves. But lion is not supported in Isaiah 11:6. You can't support it. Again, you just can't. I'll read you another place, Habakkuk 8:8. Swifter than the leopards have been its horses, and sharper than evening wolves, and increased have its horsemen. Even the horsemen from afar come in. They fly as an eagle hasting to consume. This is other places in the Bible where you find wolves. One more. So back to Isaiah 11:6. The way Isaiah 11:6 through 9 is laid out, you can't have lion there, because we have, 1:1, wolf and lion are tied together. The second place, leopard and the kid doth lie down, they're tied together. 3, you have calf and a young lion and fatling, they're tied together. And 4, you have cow and bear. It does not support having another lion here. It just doesn't. This is really easy reading. This is not even difficult to follow. But I got something else for you maybe you might want to look into. I was going to maybe put more of this later. Another point to look at is who is wolf someplace else in the Bible. That's very interesting. Well, if we read Genesis 49:1, and this is when Jacob is giving out his blessings for his sons, the sons of Israel in the future. And let's read what it says. And Jacob calleth unto his sons and saith, Be gathered together, and I declare to you that which doth happen with you in the latter end of the days. Genesis 49:1 is talking about what is going to happen in the latter end of the days. Now, isn't that like right around the time we're talking about now, like today? So what did he say to Benjamin? 49:27. Benjamin, a wolf, teareth in the morning, he eateth prey, and at the evening he appointeth the spoil. Now, why is this important? Well, if you really want to consider those that are looking at the Bible, they are saying it is changing. In light of what the word represents and their statements, a more ominous understanding is going to emerge. As Malachi 4:1 and 2, the sun rising will give, and let's read Malachi, for lo, and I go back to Malachi because Malachi is another place where they drop the ball on verse 2. For lo, the day hath come burning as a furnace, and the proud and every wicked doer hath been stubble, and burnt them hath the day that came, said Jehovah of hosts, that there is not left to them root or branch, and risen to you, ye who fear my name, hath the sun, S-U-N, of righteousness, and healing in its wings, and ye have gone forth and increased as calves of a stall. Let's look at this for a second. The light of the sun, or the sun of righteousness is rising to those chosen of God. And those that are not chosen of God, they're not getting the sun of righteousness. They are getting the revelation that they are the darnel, or that they are the tares. Because it's the morning sun that'll tell you which is the tares, darnel, which are the same, or the wheat. So what would these darnel want to do? They would want to change the words in the Bible so that the Bible will not reveal who they are. Because if they can make the Bible seem like it's not telling the truth, then they won't be exposed. So they make you actually question the light. Okay? The light that is giving light to who they are. Now let's go back to Benjamin. Benjamin's a wolf. And if we read, this is the latter end again, and the wolf has sojourned with a lamb. You know who's of the tribe of Benjamin? I'll give you two people. You can look this up anywhere, someplace else. There are two people of the tribe of Benjamin. One is the first king of Israel. He's from Benjamin. And who is the second person? The second person is Saul, who became Paul. And he is also of the tribe of Benjamin. Now, why is this important? Remember, Benjamin is also a wolf. That's what his latter end of days is saying. He is a wolf. Saul became Paul. You see, something else is interesting about Benjamin. Benjamin and Joseph are brothers from the same mother, Rachel. Let me just make sure of that. And because I don't want to make a mistake. Yeah. Rachel. These are full brothers. Benjamin was always with Jacob. He was not consent or part of the sin that happened to Joseph when his brothers, left him for dead, and then told the father that he was he was attacked and eaten. So Joseph and Benjamin are full brothers. And then when Benjamin was still with the father, the sons went to go get grain. Unbeknownst to them, Joseph was the ruler, second to Pharaoh. And Joseph wanted to take Benjamin away from them without them knowing it. So really, Benjamin is a chosen vessel. Remember, the cup was in the mouth of Benjamin's bag. And then when they tried to plead for their lives, Joseph was going to try and just take Benjamin with him and let the rest of them never know that it was and not let the rest of them know that Joseph was their brother. This was his intent. And the only reason that did not go through is Joseph knew if he took away Benjamin that his father would die. And that's the only thing that made him break down and cry. So, you see, the Bible's a lot more complex and so simple at the same time. The will worshippers do not want to see a wolf there. They want to see the lion. Why the lion? Well, because the blessing that was given off to about Judah is Isaiah 49:8-12. Thou, thy brethren, praise thee. Thy hand is on the neck of thine enemies. Sons of thy father bow themselves to thee. A lion's whelp. A lion's whelp. That's the blessing for Judah from his father at the end for the latter days. A lion's whelp is Judah, for pray my son, thou hast gone up. He hath bent, he hath crouched, as a lion. Again, it says a lion. A lion again, Judah. And as a lioness who causeth him to arise. The scepter turneth not aside from Judah, and a lawgiver from between his feet, till the seed come. And his is the obedience of people, binding to the vine his ass, and to the choice vine the colt of his ass. He hath washed wine his clothing, and the blood of grapes is covering. Red our eyes with wine, and white our teeth with milk. So you see, Judah has another thing. The word Judah also means praised. So if you really think about it, the devils want to change wolf to lion because of the word praised. Because the word praised identifies with will worshiping and praise, as well as Judah. Because a lot of the people that are will worshiping, they're praising Jesus. In fact, wasn't it Judas, whose name is also Judah, that kissed Jesus to reveal who he is? The ones that praise him. That's another angle. That's a whole nother angle why wolf had to be there and not lion. And there's others as well. There are so many that it's impossible to force this to say lion in Isaiah 11:6. And let me tell you something else. This Mandela effect, these people really haven't thought this through. The Bible was written by hand. Hand, not computer. So all these people telling you that the computers have changed digital this, digital that, they didn't change the hand. And people wanting to go back to notes. Here's another thing. Let me just give you a brief look over. These notes were made in 2000 and 2001. And what I'd done was go through the entire Bible, page after page. I read it 7 times in that time frame, and made all these notes. These are full 8.5 by 11 double-sided pages, like all the entire Bible. Funny, I didn't finish them all, and there are some verses in here that I didn't really finish, but one of them that I did, which you'd find interesting, was the Malachi 4:2. And Malachi 4:2, if you can see it, there, for leadeth the Sun, S-U-N, of righteousness. So that was a whole nother video I had done about that. But I'll tell you now, this is all handwritten. And I have plenty of notes here that I'm referencing. So when these people said it's changed in the last couple of years, don't buy it. Again, my name is Michael at.had, and hope this puts to rest that Isaiah 11:6 is wolf. You can't get past the way the language goes. You can't get past what it means. You can't get past and say the Bible has changed. And we'll do more videos on other supposed changes, and we'll debunk them as well. And this is really simple to do. We didn't even have to go to Greek that much. We didn't have to go intricate. It's all there. It's all in the Bible. May God bless you with His Spirit and give you peace in these troubling times. God bless. And again, this is Michael at.had.